guys and girls, Emma again. Welcome back to another video in this Patreon series on the Stuart 400. Apologise, it's been a while before we've had any real content because I've been waiting on this box, and as we're all aware, it came from America. Let's open it and have a bit of a look. First up in this video, I've already sort of had a look in the top. It's in a flat rate box. It cost a fair bit to post because Clark never had them ready to go until sort of after the bash, so I didn't bring them back with me, but it's all crated up pretty nice. There's a prying crate here. So, for a bag of bits, we've got a main casting. Oh. So there we go. We've got another piston to sit beside the other one, just in case. It's probably a better casting, to be honest, but we'll have a bit of a look and get that right. We've got another valve plate which we can also sit beside the other one. The cylinder head. To my mind, that one's probably the better one. Let's have a look at them a bit close later on. We've got a couple of cranks, which is pretty cool. So there's some weight in that. Fairly solid casting. It's got a nice core in here, a nice bore. That's got to be opened up to 33 millimeters. And we've got a water jacket there. Clark's put a pilot drill there just to make sure that we've got actual water flow through there, and it looks like we probably have. This, if you remember back to the castings, oh my gosh, back to the, if you remember back to the patterns, we had a problem here with this. So what I've done is filled this piece in here, so we'll have to cut that out. And probably this here is going to need a little bit of DevCon or something in it, some cast iron putty. And there's a little bit of porosity here, which isn't shabby at all. We can fill that up easy. This has a bit of undercut here and here, because this is quite thin in both these places, and the iron just didn't run in. So that's really, it's a foundry, or it's a pattern making problem as much as anything. So all these things here are just bad tolerances in patterns, but they're all things that we can fix pretty easily. So first machining job on this, really, we machine this off flat and bore it, but before we do that we need to make this flat underneath. If you remember, this sits on here like this, and it looks like these might even just about line up, which I'm really a bit impressed about. This isn't going to have a whole lot of clearance underneath there. and the valve plate will go on here like this. So it's starting to look like a pretty reasonable little engine. I'm a little bit pleased with that. There's some fairly major machining jobs to do, and first thing I guess too is probably check how hard these are. If they need to go back in the oven for a bit, we'll do that. But that goes on there nicely with a bit machined off it, and this side needs to be flattened as well. I believe that should flatten straight down there nicely at 90 degrees to the bore. You've just got to take most of it off the middle until the end sort of cleans up. We probably do have a shrinkage issue here. But probably not enough to really worry us. Just looking at this here. Probably we can make all these line up pretty good. So that's sort of how it's looking. It's a fairly beefy little engine. It should be a fairly nice thing and easy to finish, I hope. This goes in here like this, which operates the crankshaft. I reckon this is probably not a bad casting, this one. And this one I already saw at the bash, and it's probably not ideal here, but either or, they'll both clean up. I mean, even if it's got a bit of DevCon in there, it's not going to worry anything. So, pretty pleased about that. This should machine down to 1 5/16, which is slightly bigger than I originally expected. But I think there's enough in there to do it, and probably it will also give us a bit more room on the valve and the back for the valve. So that's had a look at the castings. Let's just check them and see how hard they actually are. We've got our hardness tester files, and there's a 40 RC. And that's not even touching it, so we might have to do some annealing here before we do any machining. Let's get our 65. And that's moving it. Only just though, so I'd say they're probably somewhere 65, 68, 70 Rockwell, something like that, which is much too hard for cast iron. What I'm probably going to do is put these in. I know that this one here that I've started on is nice and soft. And that one's quite hard, so I think it's that cuts that quite well. So probably they're going to go back in the heat treat oven for a bit, and we'll see how they come out. But all in all, I'm really pleased with these. There's some pattern making things that I need to learn. Like I actually made this base to a little bit different shrinkage rate than the NAS because I knew I was casting it out of aluminium. So it's really not too bad. They line up reasonably well. if we were to cast this out of iron, that would shrink down and be probably even better. But at this point, I'm not sure I'm going to go there. So the best thing is to machine the bottom off and see how it does line up, clean all this up. But I think this is going to need heat treating or annealing for a bit longer. And when we've done that, then we might think about machining it. So anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging in there. Without you guys, this wouldn't be possible. Like, it really wouldn't. And I do appreciate that. But we've got the makings of a pretty good engine, and we've got some pretty nice castings. I'll answer some questions some of you had about the quality of my foundryman, or the quality of the castings coming from my foundryman. And I believe this to be a pretty good casting. Iron is notoriously difficult to cast, and castings that have patterns and cores and things like that, they're really tricky. He's done them on the right timeline, and he's done them at the right price. So I'm more than happy with that. To me, this looks like a pretty good casting. There's a couple of little problems there that are probably more related to pattern making than actual foundry work. I would recommend Windy Hill Foundry for this sort of work day in, day out. And I really appreciate that he's gone to the trouble of getting them done. So that's where I stand on that. I really appreciate you stopping by and watching this and hanging in there. There will be a machining video on this as soon as I get them heat treated. I have every intention of machining the bottom off and boring it and facing this end, and then we'll start thinking about setting this up and machining this and camshaft, rockers, things like that, oiler, etc, 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 when we've got done and all the other bits can fit into it. So that's it for tonight. It's good to finally get them. It's been a few months, I know that, but without you guys this wouldn't be possible, and I do appreciate it.